Hello, good afternoon, everyone. The fan followers and friends of Kagaay TechnoSolve Solutions, and also everyone who is watching this live sessions right now on any of the platform. We would like to welcome Mr. Massom Reyaz Warsi, who is with us, and I would like to give a brief introduction about Mr. Warsi. He is a professional engaged into training and development of Salesforce and his professional experience is largely including the field of banking and financial sectors. Today he is going to talk about the role of digitalization in any profession, particularly to him, and also about the challenges of a prospective home buyers during this pandemic crisis, or the scope and opportunities of digitalization in this era. So we would like to welcome and thank you, Mr. Masum. Yeah, Rishi, you can start the session, please. Yes.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Welcome, sir. Sir, my first
Thank you,
question to
Sajid and Rishi. Yeah.
yes, sir. So my first question to you would be, what do you think is the role of digitalization in your profession, like learning and development, especially when your profession is considered to be more effective in being physically present with your audience?
Right. So, digitization, none of us had actually thought about it in the pre-pandemic era, but pandemic came at a time where also lasted for quite a long period of time. That is the time, as they say, that there are certain things which you have to do based on the circumstances that you face at that point in time. So it was not feasible for us as L&D professionals to reach out to the sales force, to the team, to a large sales force at one point in time. And since during the lockdown period uh, we were just locked in our houses. So that was the time when we moved to the digital mode, and started using different softwares, like one of which you are using, and we started using MS Teams as one of the softwares, and Zoom, to reach out to our audience. It also became feasible for us to access people in different geographies. For example, I had to connect with people living in Nasik. My sales force is across different places in the city or in the state. So at one point in time, we used to connect with the people in the organization on the whole, and this made things streamline for us better. We were able to develop new instructional guidance on over video tutorials that we made during this period. We made it more interactive because, as you know, most of us spend most of our time today on our mobile phones. So it became access to these mediums was more important, and that is how we transformed from a physical training to a digitized training, and it became really effective, and we are continuing it even today, and we hope to we have developed that kind of infrastructure wherein we are doing this on a regular basis. We have transformed all our training modules into video tutorials, into more interactive sessions, so that we are accessible to most of our people on the ground.
Yes,
At the
Mr.
same time,
Wasi.
if you look,
Yeah, please, sir. Yes.
yeah, at the same time, it was unthinkable for us to, make sales calls over video calls before. As you know, in the banking and insurance sector, these are products which are mostly, they say it is sold, it is not bought. So on the whole, we saw that digital mode made us more acclimatized to the present situation, and we started closing calls. And today also we are connecting with a large with our prospects over the video calls. And we are, since we have moved completely into the digital thing, then the customers sitting on their phone at their laptops in the comfort of their homes are able to log in, give us the policies. We are able to make service claims in case of death in the insurance policies. So many of things that we have been able to do on the digital mode. Yes, Sagar.
Yeah, as you rightly said, sir, the insurance something which is not sold, which is not bought, it is sold. And having said that line, it is the toughest thing to sell in on earth. So we, after listening to you that you are able to sell insurance through this online mediums, we as a home sellers are very confident now that the next step for the consumer is to buy homes on digital platform or through this video calling and more experiences like that. Our next question is primarily that can you visualize a scenario where homes can be sold and purchased on online platforms? For example, there has been time when online shopping used to be considered as like it's a something very unimaginary thing, or it used to be taken on a lighter side, but today it is the reality. Even when buying a dairy product or vegetables, everything is coming online. So the next step is getting into bigger and expensive things like homes, and today it is like on a very nascent stage, but down the line it's going to be reality. So would you like to comment on this, that how do you see that, how do you foresee this phenomena that is going to happen?
True. Home buying is a decision which a person takes after a lot of deliberate research. And if you look around, you will also find that there are, I'm sure you are aware, there are a lot of developers who are putting their videos, their all the information that is available. For example, the Lodas and the Runwals of this world, they are putting out a lot of information on their websites. The first thing that, according to me, what a home buyer would probably do is to go on the website of the developer, do her understand it. Although I understand that this is a brick and mortar business, and after doing the research, the person would still want to look at the physical aspect of that project. But having said that, a lot of what goes in the pre-planning stage uh, would can be done on a digitized mode. If you are selling today cars in the digital mode, if you are selling, the other day I saw that there are some electric scooters that Bajaj has come up with, and they say that
Yes.
it will be sold only on the digital mode. So the property, and I'm sure all of you, since you belong to the industry, all of you must have found out ways to come up with uh, presenting reality as a sector which can be go hand in hand with the consumer, which is accessible to him over the click of a button, and wherein he gets all the information that is required uh, in investing in one of a lifetime dream.
Perfect. uh,
That's amazing,
uh,
sir.
yeah.
So my next question would be to you is what are the challenges do you think is faced by the customer in the whole property buying process?
From a customer's perspective, the customer probably even today needs a more transparent approach when it comes to buying property. Although over the last 5 to 7 years, a lot has changed with the RERA in place in terms of regulation. There is a lot that the government is also giving in terms of the uh, kind of incentives that the government is giving to the people. The reality sector probably needs to uh, be more transparent in terms of reaching out to its customers, and those are the people that are going to probably finally uh, survive and do well in the industry. As of today, home buying, probably with the epidemic, has become more prominent, and since most of the people are working from home, home buying has probably become a bigger need, and most of the people are operating from their homes rather than their offices,
Yes.
still work from home. So people are looking out for larger spaces, and people are looking out for value in buying property. So definitely home buying is one of the things that has become, although it was a need always earlier, but probably it has become a bigger need today.
Absolutely, sir. Yes, we completely agree with you. And sir, we as you said that there were challenges in buying a home, even pre, post, or even in today's scenario. So, do you think that the use of technology can remove some of the challenges in decision making of a consumer in choosing the right homes, or in simply just closing the deal?
Definitely. We in our industry, in the space of insurance, we have a comparison that is available for different products, that is available on websites like uh, policybazaar.com, or for that matter, the regulator IRDA puts up a lot of information that is available to the end consumer. In the same way, even in the housing industry, there could be something from the regulator that could come up, or a private website which could provide all the information that a customer might require. See, a customer goes through a lot of comparison before buying a property. He looks
Absolutely.
out for the best property in the best kind of money that he could invest in the. So such kind of comparisons, if available, I'm not very aware of if it is available. I'm sure some of it must be,
Yeah, it is
but
available.
if it could be, yeah, if it could be, it would be of great help. And I've heard of a couple of companies like Anarop which are doing it in terms of marketing of projects, and I'm sure much more transparency has come up in the real estate sector than it was probably a couple of years back. So
Yes.
definitely digitization would help a customer in making his decision more emphatically.
Exactly, said you taking the in like the words like RERA, the initiative or the act that has come from the government side, which is helping the consumer as well as the builders to safeguard each one of their interest. Now, as we discuss about the government initiative, there have been a lot of supports from the government in terms of slashing the stamp duty, or for that matter, launching schemes like Housing for All or Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. So, as a consumer, do you see that it is helping the industry, or maybe the home buyer vis-a-vis the builder group?
Definitely, yes, Sajid, because if you look at the data of the last 3 months, OND, October, November, and December, there has been a lot of home buying that has been done, and they are saying that JFM says this rebate on the, if I remember correctly, on the taxes, on the property taxes,
Yes.
has
Yes.
reduced. So it is making a lot of buyers do the right decision making and buy and preponing their buying in terms of buying homes. So definitely, government has made a lot of concessions. The Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana is there, and the manner in which the regulations and the transparency has increased. People have become more confident of buying into real estate projects, because at the end of the day, we also have to understand that housing is a basic need of any human being, and everybody looks out for a house. Maybe it could vary in terms of the kind of house that he's looking out for based on his income, but housing will always remain a need, just like food and clothing is. So definitely, people are going to fulfill this need, and the present government has made so many concessions for the people, for the end consumer, and I'm sure this has become better than earlier.
So as you
Yes.
rightly said that housing is a need, I also feel that housing is a need and an emotion for a lot of people or almost everyone. And sir, just like
Sure.
I will heading to the last question of this webinar. I wanted to ask you, sir, is there a limit to like home buying? And if yes, then what is the limit? Like an age limit?
I didn't get your question. Can you please repeat the question, Rishi?
Yes, sir. Sir, my question is that is there an age limit to home buying? If yes, then what could be the like proper age limit for that particular purpose?
Yeah, I think earlier the better. I think what age probably Rishi is asking ki it should be the right time to get into the home buying
Yeah,
process.
I got it. Yeah. See, in any kind of long-term investment, especially in an investment like housing, if a person starts early, he has got more number of years to work for. One, two is that is also an age where he has less responsibilities when he is younger. So definitely, it would always be good if a person, if the housing industry targets the young segment of people. But having said that, there will always be buyers at all stages of life, because property is not only a need; it is also, especially in metropolises like Mumbai, it is also a need. Besides being a need, it is also an investment. So definitely, people who look out for investment will buy it at any age. But I agree to what Sajid said initially, that the earlier the better in terms of buying a property.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Wasi, for your wonderful insights and the time that you spent and share your valuable thought. And
Thank
we
you
had
so
a
much, sir.
great learning from you, sir, especially the last question, which was about investment, as
Exactly.
you are into this investment and insurance. So I'm sure your words will make a lot of difference to our viewers. We thank you once again for your time. Thank you, Rishi. Thank you, Mr. Masud. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Wonderful.
you, Sajid, sir. Thank you, Masum, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sajid and Rishi. Absolute
Thank you.
pleasure talking to you.